Alright, welcome to another one of my coloring videos, and in this video we are going to color this cute little egg from Agota Pop illustration. I'm going to quickly show you what I've already done on this page. There are 6 tiny eggs with bunny rabbits. I like the background on here so much that I just repeated it on this other egg, and I just started this one with the butterflies, and I completed this one on an Instagram live last night, and today I'm going to color this cute little egg here. I really like the level of detail in this egg. It has some nice larger flowers. It has the egg background and 2 smaller eggs here in the foreground, and my thought is that I'm going to color this egg in some sort of robin's egg blue color, and for this I'm using the Castle Arts Pasteltint Pencils. This is the 48 set of pastel tint pencils in lovely sort of pale colors. And I'm also going to use my Polychromos for some gold accents. And so let me start with the color Jade. The color Jade could actually be used to color this entire egg in a beautiful robin's egg blue. It has this pale bluish green color with a lot of gray in it. It's so pretty, but of course I'm going to want to have more variation in this color. I'm going to have some more contrast, and maybe I'm going to add some more blues and greens just for a little more interest. But for now, I'm just color blocking in. I put down this transparent piece of paper. This is actually a protective sheet for the Castle Arts pencils that came with the box, and I'm doing this to prevent the oils and any well, any grease or things like that on my skin to transfer onto the paper and this uncolored little bunny that I haven't colored yet, so that I don't ruin the paper. These pens, the Castle Arts Pasteltint Pencils, they are really hard and waxy. I would most want to compare them to the Crayola, like the basic Crayola colored pencils. And they're not bad, but they're also not super good. They are very, very hard to blend and hard to layer. Usually when a pencil is easy to blend, it's more difficult to layer, or when it is more difficult to blend, you can layer it many times, and these pencils are not good at either of those things. Of course, you can put down a few layers with them, but it's really a struggle. And if I want to blend them, I have to use a white pencil, and there isn't actually a white pencil in the set, but I do use my very opaque white pencil from Posca. Posca actually have a range of colored pencils. To my knowledge, on the European market, it's a 36 set that is the biggest. And they are crazy expensive, but they are also very good. The color selection is really interesting. The pencils are very soft, very thick. The barrel is thick, the core is thick. It's great quality. They are soft, they are blendable, very vibrant, great pigmentation. I have no idea of the light fastness. They are probably not light fast because it doesn't say anything on the pencils, so probably not. But for coloring and sketching, they are really good. So if you want a new interesting pencil set, and maybe you have your tax returns and don't know what to do with your money now that everything is so cheap, I can really recommend the Posca colored pencils. And I don't know if I would recommend this pastel tint set. I mean, the colors are really cute, and I've had a lot of fun coloring this page with them, but the quality is not amazing. And for like a pencil with the same quality range as the Crayola pencils, I definitely think they're overpriced. But probably the unique and very beautiful color selection is the selling point for these pencils. And of course, personally, I cannot use these pencils without the support of some darker colors. I'm going to show you the color range of these pastel tints. So you see it's all very light and pale colors. And of course, I always need some more contrasting colors. And that's what I'm going to do now. Here is the pencil called Larkspur. I have no idea what Larkspur is. Is it a plant? Is it an animal? Is it a weather? Is it just a word that doesn't mean anything? I have no idea. I've never heard the word, and I haven't looked it up yet. And Larkspur, along with another sort of more violet blue, is the darkest color in the set. So if I want to go darker with this egg here at the bottom and along the edges, I will have to take the help of some other pencil. So for me, this set doesn't really stand on its own, which is fine, but you know, it shouldn't be anybody's first set of colored pencils, because that's not going to be really functional. Okay. to add in a color called Blue Mist. Maybe on this side to add some more color variation. So this side is going to be more the blue side, and I'm going to add some more greenish color on this side. Let's see. And compared to when I use other kinds of pencils, for example my Polychromos, I'm pressing down quite hard with these pencils because they are so pale. And I know that I'm not going to be able to put down a bunch of layers to build the color intensity I want. So I'm going in with at least medium pressure, and here at the bottom where I want my darkest colors, I'm actually pressing down quite hard. So that I get the color intensity that I'm looking for quite early on. Okay. And here I'm just going in with my original color, this beautiful neutral jade, to build a little more. And I'm just wondering what would happen if I would actually go in and put a bit of Helio Turquoise on the bottom here from the Polychromos set to add a little more contrast. These eggs at the bottom are going to be gold, so maybe, just maybe, that would be a good idea. Okay, so I've pulled out and sharpened my Helio Turquoise pencil from the Polychromos set, and if I find that this is too vibrant and too popping, I can always dull the color down using some Payne's Gray or dark indigo or some sort of grayish color like that. So I'm just layering on top here with a quite light touch. I want to see what this looks like before I go too far, but I think I'm going to like this. And my pencil is super sharp so that I can get into these little details here between the flowers and leaves. And once again, I'm reminded of how wonderful the Polychromos are. I call them my workhorse pencil because they really are great on any paper. They are great to combine with any pencil. And for this very hard and waxy Castle Art pencil, when I put the Polychromos down on top, it doesn't glide around, it doesn't misbehave, it just grabs onto those layers on the paper and it blends perfectly and seamlessly and beautifully. So I could take these sort of weird pastel tint pencils and struggle with them, and then I put in the Polychromos and it's just perfect. And as you know, I have quite a lot of pencil sets. I do like to rotate them. I do enjoy almost all of my pencils. But then I come back to the Polychromos and I'm always like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. Everything is so much easier with the Polychromos. And now I'm just building more layers the best that I can with these pencils. Just building up the saturation. And I'm going back and forth with my different colors. This is the jade, my basic layer. And I'm going in over these blues and greens that I put down here on the edges to kind of blend it all together. It doesn't have to be super obvious that one side is blue and the other side is green. I'm thinking that it just has to be there subtly. I have no idea if it's a thing, if it works. But you know, I'm having fun while doing it, and that counts for something as well, doesn't it? Okay. And I also don't want to leave an area here in the highlights that is completely lacking colors, so I'm just filling it in very lightly. So there will still be a soft highlight, but not like glaring white. we go. I think the background is kind of finished. And right now I can't decide if I should blend it with my white pencil or with my burnisher. And I think I will blend it with my white pencil, because honestly I don't think there are enough layers down, especially here, for the burnisher to really do anything. So I'm going to go in with this amazing, this is the Uniposca white pencil that I was talking about. And I'm just going to work through a top layer with this. Oh, and amazingly enough, the Uniposca pencils are available open stock in Sweden, and that is so amazing. We don't really have many pencil brands that are sold open stock in Sweden. For example, the Derwent Lightfast are almost impossible to get hold of open stock. Prismacolors also no. The only store that did sell Prismacolor pencils open stock went out of business last year. So that several stores have a Uniposca, which is sort of an obscure, well, it's not obscure, but for Europe it is kind of unusual Japanese brand. To have that open stock is a huge deal. So I can really recommend, if you can get this, buy this white pencil, because it's an amazing waxy opaque white. And if you do get this pencil, you can make a pastel tint set of any color pencil set that you already have. You just take the cute bright spring colors and add a thick layer of white and you will get pastel colors. I'm going to go in with my Polychromos Helio Turquoise, and I'm going to add back some more depth and color intensity on top of this white. And of course, because this is a Polychromos pencil, it grabs onto this white waxy layer and produces a beautiful smooth layer of color on top of that as well. And I think that is the background done. Now on to the tulips. Okay, so I have selected the colors that I'm going to use for the tulip leaves, and I actually went into my Polychromos set and selected the juniper green along with one of the colors from the Pasteltint set. And I'm not going to make these tulip leaves super realistic because I didn't want to introduce a warm green to this color palette. So I'm going to try and actually keep the tulip leaves kind of cool green. And that is not too realistic, but hopefully it will, because I didn't want to add the warm green because I'm planning to make these eggs gold. And I want them to have a quite stark contrast, the warm gold color to the cool colors of the rest of the picture. tulips this time. And I'm going to try and keep them as pale as possible. Always thinking about these golden eggs that I want really golden. So let's see. So now for these little eggs, I have zoomed you in properly. And for these eggs, I'm using exclusively my Polychromos pencils, because that's the only gold combination that I'm feeling safe with. And I always start out by my dark brown color, which is a very warm brown with a lot of red in it. It is the burnt sienna. Yes, it is. And here I can do several light layers. I'm using very little pressure right now. Then I go over with another warm brown, a lighter warm brown, which is called a burnt ochre. And this one also has a ton of red in it. A lot of red and yellow. And of course gold can be a ton of different things, so if you want a cooler gold or an even more coppery gold, then you can add more grays or even blues to your gold. And I'm going over my first color and expanding it a little, making a gradient. Now I'm going in with my yellow color, which is the yellow ochre. And all of these pencils are really short. I'm kind of just doing the same thing, going over the previously colored areas and adding a bit more of an area that I color with this new next color. So basically the very most important step here was when I went in with my first color and determined where the shadow was going to be, because I'm going to build from there and just really expand the rest of the colors. Also I'm thinking about where is my highlight going to be. So this is the basic shading. Unfortunately, eggs and spheres are among the simplest and easiest things you can color when you practice your gold or any sort of shading, really. I'm just building a layer of this yellow here. And now I just repeat. I deepen the shadow. I will go in with my mid-tone. And then I will go in with my yellow again and add some more saturation and vibrancy. And I'm still not pressing hard. I'm using sort of a light to medium pressure on the second layer. And I might press a little harder on my yellow to add some more brightness and also to smooth out the layers. And this is another yellow. This is the Naples yellow that I'm using, which is more a bright yellow. And I'm quite comfortable with actually leaving a complete white area, just a very small one, because that will give that very high polished shine to this egg. And I'm going over and blending all of the layers together with this bright yellow color. And I don't know if I should add some more of my dark shadow here. I also don't want to overwork it. So now I'm going back and forth with my different colors and different layers until I'm feeling happy. And now, sort of happy, I'm going in with my Derwent burnisher pencil and just blend the layers together, making sure that I keep a small circle of complete white paper for the highlight. And that's one golden egg. Let's finish the other and then we're done.